Hello and good evening and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long overdue channel update video that I'm finally putting together right now. Those of you that followed me from way back when, back in the days where I was regularly putting out content for gun reviews, site updates, back when I was involved with Ultimate War Games Forcum, and also running events, Airsoft, will notice a few changes. Moustache being one, and this is not the backdrop you used to see me in front of. So it's been a busy few years, and it's got to be. I haven't checked actually. Probably should have done that before I started recording this video, but it's got to have been at least probably 2.5, 3 years, possibly longer, since I last put any content on this channel. And I've been meaning to do this video for a very long time because I'm not necessarily done with putting content together. I did quite enjoy that back in the days. I used to do reviews and all the bits I've mentioned already. But I've changed what I do with Airsoft, and I'll be honest, I don't expect to be running events anytime soon, if ever. I'm not going to say never, because I do still have all these weird and wonderful ideas for events that I would like to do. And there's certain series that I've ran in the past, particularly the Blood and Soil series, which never got a part 2, because obviously we had the Ukraine war properly kick off in 2022, which was initially when I'd planned to do a second part of that event, because I still to this day hear people telling me it was one of the best events I've ever been to, and to be honest, it's one of the best events I ever ran. That, as well as the Paramount series, which did have a second part to that event, so we did some Cold War stuff, and obviously it all started initially with running Vietnam games, and it kind of just spiraled from there, and during sort of lockdown in that crazy period we had when COVID was around and it was all a bit weird, I started putting together sort of gun reviews and content like that, to be honest, mostly for my own sanity, to keep myself fairly busy back then. And then eventually that just kind of petered out, and those of you that have followed me have probably noticed that I've absolutely posted nothing in the last few years. But I have been meaning to do this video because I've got an okay following on here. I'm not some massive YouTuber, and that was never my intention behind the channel. But what I'm thinking of doing is going back to more of the reviews and perhaps more of a kit focus, and probably doing more, I don't use the word tutorial, but I suppose informative videos, specifically around Airsoft milsim, which is probably one of the reasons why I've not been posting on here ever so much in the last few years, because I've taken a step back from running events, because I found as an organiser that you got to have all these cool ideas for events, and you get to orchestrate it, organise it, and I would get a huge sense of personal satisfaction from hosting really good events, and we've had some pretty consistently really strong positive feedback. Don't get me wrong, not every event was perfect, no event ever is, but by and large they seem to go pretty well. But the downside of being an organiser is that you put all that time, all that effort in, and you don't really get to have the experience that you'd want to have by going to one of those events, because you're organising it, which is where I started finding that a lot of my time was being eaten up as an event organiser. And also I was putting quite a bit of time into Forcum back then, physically being on site and helping to develop that site, building up structures, and also being involved with the skirmish side of things, which honestly, you know, it's been a long time since I've had any remote kind of interest in skirmish, and even my involvement with Eversley these days seems to be fairly minimal. I still marshal there when I have spare time, but way back when I used to go every weekend, and you know, much earlier on into my time airsofting, I would be skirmishing as often as I could. But I think come a certain point, that kind of becomes a bit samey, and it kind of loses to at least to me, and I think a lot of players I've known who've played for a long time. It loses its appeal in quite the same way as when it's new and exciting. So where have I been? Well, I've been spending a lot of time going to specific milsim events. I'll be completely honest. There's only really one event organizer that I have any real time for and will commit my own time and money to going to their events, because I've been to other organisers who I won't name because it's not fair. I'm not here to slag anybody off, but Sterling are the only people that have been consistently fantastic. We've just finished an amazing weekend with them up near the Cotswolds for a training event, which was amazing. It was a VBSS themed training weekend and scenario weekend. They'd brought some really cool instructors in who'd got some real experience, and then almost, in fact, a year ago exactly to the day, October 11th 2024, we did Op Nordhaus with them, which was down in Plymouth, using fast boats, assaulting island, doing hostage rescue, CQB, abseiling down cliffs, some really cool stuff. And again, going back to my time as event organizer, is that was the trade-off, is that all the time I spent working on Forcum or planning my own events, and all the time that takes with it, came at the cost of not actually getting to the things that I wanted to do. You'll also notice I have a map on my wall. Another thing I've decided that I want to spend more time doing over the last few years is, as regularly as I can, going away and hiking, going up to the Lake District, going up to Wales, going up to Scotland, like I did earlier in the year in February, to go up to the Cairngorms and do some snow holing. They're the things that I really want to do. And outside of all of that, there's also a life outside of Airsoft, seeing family, seeing friends. Brought a house, which is why the backdrop's different. So that's where I've been. So why am I doing this video? I guess I'm kind of putting you guys on notice, all, I don't know, 600-700 of you that follow me. Not a huge number, like I say, I'm not here to be a YouTuber. But I'm kind of putting you guys on notice that I'm probably going to change the direction of the channel and start doing some more content around milsim kit, various different skills and drills you can run with that in a milsim setting. And I suppose I'm putting this out there to see if that is even of interest. So let me know in the comments. I will try and engage as much as I can, because I don't want to see this channel die a death, because I really enjoyed doing it back in its heyday. But at the same time, it's not going to be the channel it was before. It's not going to be me going around Forcum taking video of the various trails we've cut this week, or the various structures that have gone up. It will be quite different to that. There will still be kit and gun reviews, but it won't be from the perspective of a brand new out the box gun. It will be specific builds for milsim, and my rationale between as to why I've got certain bits of kit and why I've set them up a certain way. So it'll be a little bit different to what was there before. Anyway, I just wanted to put this video together just to explain that I'm still here, still around, but this is why I've not been posting, because I've had other things I wanted to do. I just wanted to share that with you and see if a new direction for the channel is even of interest. Because if it's not, then I won't bother. But if it is, and that sounds potentially interesting, then let me know. Anyway, that is all from me for now. Until next time, and I hope to put a video out at some point between now and maybe the end of November, depending what I can cobble together and what ideas I want to run with. So I've got a few ideas for videos already. But yeah, I think from at this stage, that's all there is to say. Anyway, let me know. Good to see you again. It's been a long time, and yeah, hope to be posting back again fairly soon with more exciting new content. Anyway, till next time.